As you can see on Yahoo News, we have a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius, and it's going to be on June 14th. And as you guys can see here, Sagittarius deals with truth and justice. This is the most fiery sign of the zodiac. It's an opportunity to go with your gut, take a stand, and speak your truth, as Yahoo says. After a dramatic eclipse season and Mercury retrograde, they're pretty much saying this full moon is going to be a banger. And if you guys have been paying attention to AMC's astrology natal chart, you also know that the sun sign is in Sagittarius, which means AMC is the sign of Sagittarius, and AMC has the sign of Mercury also in the Sagittarius, meaning this full moon is literally right on top of AMC's Mercury and AMC's sun. You all know I love it when Mercury is getting aspected, and look at this, Mercury is getting the opposition from the sun. You guys know oppositions are obstacles that are also opportunities. So we have a full moon on top of the Mercury, and then we have the sun, which is opposite of a full moon, is opposite of Mercury at the same time. Every time the sun has been at this spot in the last 4 years, okay, opposite Mercury over here, June 11th, or no, wait, June 14th, June 15th. Yeah, 15% gain, 15% gain, 3% gain. June 12th, 2020, Sun opposite Mercury. June 2019, the 13th, Sun opposite AMC's Mercury, plus 2%, plus 1%, plus 2%. Now we're in 2018 when it happened. June 12th, even before June 11th, it started happening. 4.6%. That one went negative. The next day went 2%. We can clearly see a lot of uptrends around those times. Again, not only is the sun in the same spot starting next week, but we're also having a full moon at the same time in the sign of Sagittarius, AMC sign. So let's see what Yahoo News says about this full moon. With this full moon occurring in your sign, you could be reaching the end of a finish line on a large-scale goal. You deserve to give yourself plenty of time to celebrate what you have accomplished before plowing ahead into your next adventure. I cannot make this stuff up. Remember, AMC is a Sagittarius chart, and this is what Yahoo News is saying about the full moon that's happening this Tuesday for Sagittarius, aka AMC. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Are you guys ready for another financial astrology update video on AMC? DD, you absolutely cannot get anywhere else. You know who I am. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. And today we got so much to go over. We're going over the Gamestop moon phase analysis, the AMC moon phase analysis, the SPY moon phase analysis. We're even going to look at the New York Stock Exchange astrology chart along with AMC's astrology chart that we always do. Guys, we're going to predict where the market's going to go this coming week on this full moon, which looks like it's going to be a banger. But before we get started, go ahead and drop a like, just show some love. Go ahead and check us out at the Market Moonlord Discord if you want to see me dropping my DD throughout the week. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy content like this. This is DD you absolutely are not going to get anywhere else, guaranteed. And you can check back on all the videos we have done the last year over AMC for the proven track record. AMC does follow the moon phases, and we are going to catch one of these sooner or later. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're switching it up this time. I'm going to go over the SPY first because I'm seeing divergence between the SPY against AMC and GameStop. The SPY definitely looks like it wants to continue falling into this full moon, which is not good because then we can get a nasty full moon drop. Basically, so far, we're like barely above this line of support where the eclipse bottom was. I want to stay above the 388, all right, especially before this full moon. And if we can keep like stalling around this line, because if I pull up the hour, we're starting to stall right there above my line of support, right? So if we could come into this full moon kind of still in this area after Monday, or at least above 388, then I'm going to say this full moon on the SPY will represent a reversal. I do not see a full moon pop, but I can see a reversal. Now, but we need to do this movement, continue this movement, okay? But if we start heading down and we fall underneath this 388 by on Monday, then Tuesday could be a nasty full moon drop. I mean, we're having an increase of volume selling wise on the SPY, with the MACD starting to point down, with the RSI oversold. We could continue to fall if we do not hold this line right here. And if we do end up being underneath that line for the full moon, it's going to be a nasty cycle. All right. And on this next phase, and we might even go underneath the eclipse bottom, which would be pretty crazy. But if we hit under 380, yeah, that's not looking pretty for the SPY. Okay. But honestly, based upon what Yahoo Finance says in my own DD, where we just got out of eclipse season, we just got out of Mercury retrograde. The sun is in a Mercury sign of Gemini. This is news. Mercury is news. We're about to have a full moon eclipse in a sign of Sagittarius, which is expansion and luck. Okay. This could be a full moon, strong full moon reversal. Okay. So I am optimistic about it, but I'm going to give it to you guys straight. An increase of volume selling wise, RSI pointing down, MACD pointing down in daily, we could very well get a full moon drop. Okay. Best case scenario on the SPY, we get a stall out and then consolidation waiting for the new moon. Now, it is possible we get a scenario like this, hard drops, and then on the actual full moon, we start popping up hard. That is possible. It even did it over here. So it is possible, but it does look unlikely. Now, another thing I want to say is, again, if you caught the last video last year, the SPY fell out of the Pluto retrograde start, which is very rare. This purple box, okay, it's very rare for that to happen. Now it's happened twice. I said last week that shows some major sign of weakness, and it bounced back in there, and then it bounced back out. So, but I can say it wants to be in that purple box, wants to be where it started the Pluto retrograde, and I'm very optimistic we will get back in the purple. If not this phase, on the coming phase on that new moon, we will. But the SPY wants to be there. The fact that we dropped underneath it to again hard is a sign of major weakness. I can't lie. The good news is our favorite stocks, AMC, Gamestop, they're not doing the same thing that the SPY is doing. Not exactly. So let's check that out now. Okay, so last week I said on this quarter moon, we get a lot of bounces on quarter moons. I said I need to see a reversal on that quarter moon to stay bullish for a full moon pop, because we started dropping into that quarter moon. We got a strong 9% pop on that quarter moon. And the next day we had almost a 4% pop. And look, guys, we did fall after those quarter moons, but where did we fall to? We didn't fall underneath that quarter moon. So to me, that still shows a lot of strength, okay? And on this new moon, AMC did pop above the VWAP, and it's fighting the VWAP right now, okay? And it's held it pretty good. Another thing, the bands, look how tight they are getting, okay? And so right off the bat, AMC is showing way more strength than the SPY, almost a ridiculous amount of strength on the SPY. Like the SPY looks like it's going to have a full moon drop for sure, and AMC looks like it could potentially, it's literally doing the stall out, and looks like it could reverse, if not pop on the full moon, depending on what happens on Monday. No matter what, though, the strength is there on AMC. You can even see it on the VWAP, the way it's starting to curve up right there, okay? Now, I did move this line that was over here before. I moved it up here to this 1609 line, okay? I think that's the line I really want to see us break to feel like we're going to get... If we start popping on the full moon and we want some like serious nasty pop energy, we need to be above the $16 mark, which is already 30% gain, okay? And so if we get 30% gain, I am happy on the full moon like that. That is a full moon pop, but you guys know what I mean. Some nasty full moon action. We need to hit above this line. I think that would be crazy at that point. But it looks like we're just, consolidating like we've been doing pretty much since beginning of May. We just kind of been in these ranges on the new moon, full moons phases. But here is the thing. You guys notice something? Since the eclipse, we have been on an uptrend. Okay? So again, the eclipse to me is signifying a bottom. And we are still heading up slowly but surely. On each phase, we're getting a little bit stronger, and now we're almost maintaining above VWAP. Okay. Now I'm going to pull up some indicators. Now AMC, again, looking way stronger. It's a little oversold, but pretty much neutral on the RSI. And the MACD. Look, I said I want the MACD lines to get above the indicators here. Okay, the lines. It's starting to get there. Okay, we saw some major strength, so maybe we're gonna see some maybe a little bit of a, I would say, slow turn into this full moon, something like this, and then slowly might start popping a couple days after the full moon. Okay, because you can see here something like that. It could very well be something like that, okay? So I am holding my June 17th calls, and I do have some June 24th calls, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it's looking like a full moon pop. It's not, but it's not looking like a full moon drop on AMC. I can say that. It's not looking like a full moon drop on AMC. We're not getting an increase of volume. We're actually, the volume is actually dying out, but look at the horizontal volume. All the liquidity is above. Okay, so I'm very much looking forward to this full moon. Now, here are some price indicators. I would say if we stay above this line, this low line on the waxing period, because we're going to start a new period, that's 1176. If we stay above that on Monday, I don't think we're going to drop under it. In fact, I think we're just going to start heading up on an uptrend. But we could get a choppy uptrend. Okay, just like we're getting right here. Okay. But it's too early to say I'm not going to say we're going to get a full moon drop. Okay. We held this low on this quarter. And that's leaving me extremely optimistic, especially since this new moon was such a powerful new moon that put us above the daily VWAP. Let's check out Gamestop. Okay, so it looks like GameStop is still leading the way, and it's already showing signs of reversals right off the bat when it comes to the full moon. Now, look at the MACD on GameStop. The lines are above the indicators, which I really like. The RSI is pretty much above neutral. It's flatlining, but it's above neutral. It kind of wants to keep going up. The stochastic is cooling off a tap, so I'm not hating on that at all. When I look at the 4-hour chart on GameStop, look at all those reverse candles we got going on here, some dojis. So it's really looking to do something on this full moon, and my guess is GameStop. If there is one of them that is going to get a full moon pop, it is going to be GameStop. Okay, the pop may just be going to the 148, 147 level for GameStop. We could even get a pop. Honestly, we probably get a pop to 150 if we get a full moon pop. Now, if we get above the 150 mark on GameStop, I'm going to say that this phase is going to take us to the 200s. Okay. GameStop is looking the strongest, is way above the VWAP, way above the VWAP. It's almost maintaining its new moon pop. It's definitely maintaining it's right there at the bottom of that quarter moon. Okay, so based on the quarter moon, GameStop's actually showing us. It's there. It's holding. Okay, so GameStop is looking extremely strong. Way stronger than all the other ones. GameStop, and if I'm not mistaken, this almost looks like a bull flag on the daily. So it might break out of that bull flag. Tuesday, we could see it pop to maybe right here, the 140s, high 140s. And then if it does get around these lines on Tuesday, I might be going in, or excuse me, on Monday, I'll probably be buying some major calls for a full moon pop. That's a fact. I'm not going to lie. If I was going to buy any calls for the full moon, it's going to be GameStop. And then, of course, I immediately will take those profits and buy more shares of AMC, if not options of AMC. By the way, someone mentioned that they thought I'd left AMC and they like unsubscribed and they were upset. I don't know why they were thinking that, but I only buy more AMC. I've never sold any of my AMC shares, not one of them. Okay. If anything, I swing trade a little GameStop, but as far as AMC, I don't touch those shares. They do not exist to me. But yeah, GameStop's looking good. If it got a full moon drop, I don't see it dropping underneath that $117 level. Okay, I really don't. Now, I know the economy is crazy. I know there's mad news that can drop us. Um, we can go to many channels for the news. Okay, I'm literally just going over the moon phases for you guys right here. Okay, and right now, the GameStop and AMC is having some moon phase divergence against the market right now. Okay, that is what the charts are saying. Now, I'm just gonna throw this out there for you guys. Someone brought this up on the Discord. We're looking at the RedBox. First of all, RedBox IPO'd a few days after the full moon. Okay, so it's a perfect new moon, full moon candidate. Okay, if you guys have been following my moon phase analysis, or if you guys watch my how to trade the moon phase videos, you'll know what we're looking for. Okay, this is RedBox coming into this full moon. Okay, it's climbing on the waxing period beautifully. It's way surpassed the new moon pop. Okay, and it's approaching some higher, the highest level it has hit from the moon phase since May, early May. Okay, so increase of volume. MACD is way above the indicators. The RSI is overbought. Okay, and we all know that this is a major short squeeze play. Look at the increase of volume on the 8 hour, 4 hour. Basically, guys, if this thing gets a full moon pop, which is lining up to get that, we're talking like, I mean, I just think it's going to, at least if we get a pop on this full moon, we're talking another 40% gain here, at least $18. So I just want to throw that in as honorable mission on some full moon plays. I mean, this right here, I just couldn't not tell you guys about. I know we just covered AMC and GameStop and the SPY, but this one right here, I had to tell you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over AMC's astrology chart, natal chart, look over this full moon. I know this has a lot of content in this video, but this video is an important one because this full moon is about to be an important one. All right, so if you made it this far in this video, I appreciate you watching this far. I appreciate if you guys did hit that like button. If you guys are new here and appreciate this, DD, go ahead and subscribe. Remember, we're all holding together. I know this is not fun. I was hoping to be done with these videos, but we are still here, so we got to keep pushing. Let's get it. Okay, so I have a lot of things pulled up, but the main thing I'm paying attention to is the June 14th full moon that we're having in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, this chart over here on the left-hand side would be AMC's chart. This chart on the middle is the New York Stock Exchange chart from May 17th, 1792. And then, of course, I'm pulling up the PERIGEEs and apologies, something we haven't gone over in a minute, but I'm bringing this up for a reason, okay? So if I go over to this full moon that we're having right here, you'll see, if I do a control find, you'll see that we're having a PERIGEE at the same day as the full moon, okay? We haven't had something like that all year. If I do that one, full moon, you'll see that this hasn't happened, okay? So we're having a PERIGEE, meaning that the moon is at its closest to the earth as it can be on Tuesday while full moon. This is making it extra potent, guys. And then if I go to the June 29th new moon, is getting the same thing over here. This hasn't happened all year. The new moon is right on the apogee when the moon is furthest, which is June 29th. But before that, the full moon we have this week, which is June 14th, is on the PERIGEE when the moon is the closest. I have a whole video of that. All right, you can find the video here. This is actually a very interesting one. They had like ownership in a dark pool, and they named it Apogee. The Apogee moons for a long time, and I just found that to be a major synchronicity. So I think we're on to something, predicting and tracking these Apogees. Hey, so check this out. The PERIGEE and the Apogee moons have to do with the fact that the moon is closest and furthest away from the earth. We know in astrology the moon rules our emotions. We know in the stock market it's a psychological game. So when it comes to the stock market, it does make sense to track the moon phase events to get an idea of how everyone's feeling psychologically on that time period. Outside of the stock market, these moon phases are associated with historical volcano eruptions, earthquakes, heat waves, flooding, and many other things. When it comes to the stock market, these moon phases are historically associated with swings and short-term trend changes. It just helps to further make predictions on your financial astrology. Of course, you want to look at everything and you want to make sure that that chart or whatever company you're looking at is kind of going with the moon trends, moon cycles. So I showed you guys to show you guys all this. This perigee on this full moon is super significant. You know what it means based upon the video I was showing you guys in the past. But the last time this happened was in 2021, and that was in May 26th full moon. Okay, and that was the full moon eclipse that took us to 70. Okay, and it only happened twice all year in 2021, and this year of 2022 is only going to happen twice, and we're approaching it on this full moon. Very interesting stuff. Okay, so sometimes I pull up the New York Stock Exchange because obviously that's going to help us track the entire market. It's looking pretty interesting, all right? This full moon is hitting over here in Sagittarius, okay? And that makes I think it's 23 degrees, okay? The New York Stock Exchange moon is 19 degrees Aries, all right? So that is a trine. The New York Stock Exchange Saturn is also 26 degrees Aries, all right? So that is another trine to this full moon. And then for this full moon, the New York Stock Exchange is also getting a sextile from Jupiter in the sign of Libra and from Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. I mean, geesh. Talk about a full moon that is in really, really good harmony. And that means the sun sign is also up here, making all the same exact aspects. Well, I wouldn't say same exact aspects, but the same, hitting the same planets, okay? But the aspects are switched from trines to sextiles. But I mean, Jupiter's expansiveness, Pluto is sudden changes, explosiveness. This happened in the sign of Aquarius, okay? So some new, unique changes are happening in the market. Some legal changes will be happening with Jupiter being involved. Saturn being involved, some new structures will be getting formed. And it looks like it's going to be for the people because the moon is getting a trine from the moon, and the moon is for the people. We're getting a full moon climax here, okay? So, whoa, I'm expecting some major volatility with this full moon in the market, all right, period, based on such crazy harmony. And this is, to me, it looks positive, all right? It doesn't necessarily look negative, but it might, for AMC to be positive for us is going to be negative for somebody else, all right? It's vice versa. No matter what's happening in the market, if someone's winning, someone else is losing. Always remember that. All right, so I'm going to be looking at the AMC full moon, and that's going to be, I have 7:52 pulled up AM, all right? And I'm just going to let you guys know. I mean, I'm extremely excited about the moon being on top of the AMC's sun and on top of AMC's Mercury. Mercury represents news. Mercury on AMC typically does get some nice volatility moves when it's getting aspected. The sun is the company reputation. Mercury is communication. We're getting a full moon while the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius, which is literally or in the sign of Gemini, which is literally communication. Okay, and keep in mind, Mercury just went out of retrograde. What planet does Mercury rule, or sign does Mercury rule? It rules Gemini, along with Virgo. It rules Gemini. Okay, the sun is in Gemini. Mercury just went direct. AMC is getting an opposition from the sun on Mercury to Mercury, and the full moon is hitting that Mercury. Okay, so I'm expecting news next week, all day, on AMC with this type of aspect. Not to mention when I go to transiting Mercury down here. All right, let's look at what it's doing. It's making a trine to AMC's ascendant that screams communication. All right, the ascendant is your projection. Venus is money, abundance, relationships, branding. All right, so there's going to be some type of communication coming out. If you ask me about AMC's branding or AMC's projection into the future, like guidance and stuff like that, the square to Neptune, we're dealing with behind the scenes again, like usual. But look, this Mercury over here was the one getting a square from Neptune for the longest time. Now this Mercury is squaring that Neptune while making positive aspects to the ascendant. All right, so we're taking care of business behind the scenes all day with that. Speaking of relationships, I do find it interesting that Saturn went retrograde right on top of the relationship asteroid Juno. I do predict when that goes forward again, we're going to either join more organizations. It's funny because I was talking about how AMC might be doing something with the elderly, but right after that, right after I said that in that video, that same week, that's when they announced doing the hearing impaired video collaborations with some hearing company. So it's very interesting. That's still in play. AMC is still working behind the scenes. AMC is still looking to bring more people in, more branding in. AMC is still in a battle. All right. Mars opposite Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter is Sagittarius, and that's the fight for justice. All right, so we're fighting. There's a lot of energy on AMC, and I am very much looking forward to Jupiter getting on top of Uranus over here. That's going to be some serious volatility all day with that. So, guys, I'm looking forward to this week. If there's any week where I think the market may go one direction and the meme stops go a different direction, it looks like this could be the week. I am optimistic. I am looking for AMC and GameStop to break certain levels that I mentioned in the video before I start, getting into some crazy call plays or anything like that. But I do think that opportunity to make that money could be coming in on this full moon or shortly after it. All right, but I am going to keep tracking the market. The market the cycles are clearly moving faster. They're clearly changing the algorithms, and we simply got to continue, watching the market, continue to learn. But at the end of the day, if you guys are just looking to wait for the squeeze, just buy and hold the shares. I mean, these videos are just for us to get a direction or idea of direction. But if you're not, trading options and stuff like that, I'm fully confident that we're still going to squeeze. It's simply a matter of holding. I feel like as the market keeps getting this horrible news and AMC is just not dropping, it's like adding more and more pressure. The short interest is going up. The borrow fee is going up. This is like the perfect storm is lining up, and it's simply a matter of patience at the end of the day. So I'm going to leave it there. I know this was a long video, but this was a huge full moon for me. But we're going to leave it there. I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moonlord, where we merge and mix with the stars. Don't forget to subscribe, hit a like on your way out. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.